How are you going to create your own dream reality when you're not even admitting to yourself that you aren't where you want to be? When trying to change the trajectory of your life, you gotta start off with honesty. This is a really hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, and it makes sense. You might have been guided by your parents, family, societal pressures, or whatever, and you probably didn't even know what it is that you wanted in life, where you're going in life. So then you settled on a path that you genuinely thought was gonna be good for you, but here you are questioning whether or not you're doing what you want to do in life. This is normal and this is okay. There's a lot of videos up on YouTube and a lot of people kind of stress you out. I just want to inform you that it's totally okay to change trajectory of your life. Change is part of being a human. The first step you want to do to create your dream reality is to just accept things as they are right now. Honesty with yourself. Number 2, before doing any of the other tangible things like quitting your job, you need to do a lot of inner work. What is inner work? We've never been taught this in school. Most families don't usually talk about stuff like this just because our parents didn't really know what it was. If you are a human being, you probably have had trauma in your life just because of the nature of this world that our souls came to. There are things that happen in our upbringing that are probably not the best, perhaps things that happen that shaped us and made us have certain limiting beliefs. All this stuff is okay. It's part of being a human. But now you gotta step into your introspective shoes. Start journaling. That's what I did. I started journaling a little bit, but also my journaling sessions weren't the best, so then I pulled out the camera and started journaling on the camera, hence why I have a YouTube channel. Some questions to ask yourself. What is it that I always wanted to do? It could be silly, it could be anything. It doesn't matter. No one's judging anyone else. That's why number 1 was accepting the situation, accepting yourself, so that in this phase you don't judge yourself. Sometimes you might need therapy. That's okay. You don't have money? Do online self-therapy. I did that for a very long time. Self-therapy just means taking out an hour out of my day, playing some nice lo-fi beats, getting comfortable, and doing shadow work. This is self-reflective, and we don't usually do this in today's culture of productivity and hustling. A lot of you guys are probably like, the fuck is this bitch talking about? Like, I'm trying to make money. Before that, we need to fix our brain. Do you know why? Because we live in a world where there's a lot of people and energies and corporations and groups that feed off of vulnerable-minded people, weak-minded people. You don't want to be weak-minded. I'm not trying to create this sort of dialogue where expect the world to be bad, blah, blah, blah. That's why you have to protect yourself. No. If you get your emotions in check so that your emotions don't hold you hostage and you don't react so badly to things that happen in life, that is when you and your aura expand and you actually embody a loving, higher frequency energy. When this happens, we can actually spread this to other people and help uplift other people. It is naturally gonna happen. I'm here to tell you how you can create your dream reality. So, number 3, now that the inner work is done, and by the way, the inner work is never really done. You've already done the self-realizations. You already kind of know where you want to go because of the inner work. Once that part is done, you can start doing the physical things. And actually, there will be an overlap between step 2 and 3, because in step 2, when you are doing the inner work, you will naturally already have your energies go up, and so therefore you will attract situations, you will attract people, you will attract opportunities. When you're scrolling on your phone, you might see something that you want to try out, you might get inspired. All of these things are gonna already start happening in phase 2. So in phase 3, your job is probably gonna be a little bit easier. You kind of already know where you want to go with the situation. Number 3 is very important because this is where the ego might start to come in. The ego might tell you you're not good enough. Your ego might be like, bitch, who do you think you are to suddenly do all these things? Everyone's ego is horrible. I've gotten to a point now where I started to love my ego because the ego's just trying to keep you safe, but the ego does this by scaring you and making you feel like shit. All these realizations will come after you do the real work in phase 2. So in phase 3, now that you are physically trying to gain the skills, perhaps change your job, perhaps change everything, all this stuff, because now you have an idea of what it is that you want to do in life, the ego will need to get a little bit of love. Now, you're probably not used to someone telling you this, but I'm telling you, your ego just needs a little bit of love. So what you're gonna do instead, when your ego arises, you're gonna sit with it and you're gonna be like, yo, I get it, I feel you. All the anxiety, all the sadness, all the suffering that you feel, all the fear, such a huge fear of stepping into your dream self, trying to build your dream reality, all the feelings of cringiness. These are all things that are gonna come up. You're just gonna sit with it. You're just gonna chill with it. What will happen is it will stay for about 90 seconds and it will pass. Now, I learned this at Vipassana, which is a 10-day meditation course that I did where I meditated for 12 hours every single day. Feelings are sensations in the body that we have learned to suppress. However, we are meant to allow them to express themselves in this physical human body form, and they will leave. Do not let your brain react negatively and have all these emotions about it, and then you will see that it passes. And this will keep happening for our entire human life. So that's why I said our brains need to be stronger to be able to, I'm not going to use the word control. I don't think we should control our emotions, but rather observe our emotions, because our emotions are not us. We are not our ego. We are not our wants and desires. We are not our thoughts. We are just an energy source. Anyways, before I get too spiritual on you guys, phase 3 will naturally take you into all the other phases. And what I've seen so far is all the other phases that follow are a combination of phase 1, 2, and 3 mostly, because everyone is living a different life. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly what I'm going through in my whatever next phase of life is, because it's not the same as yours, or it could be. You might just need to subscribe to my channel to see what those are. But I will say this much. When you are working towards your dream reality, the most important tool that you need to have in every phase is the tool of gratefulness. If you don't take the time to be grateful every step of the way, every single day, you may fall victim of just hustling too much for your dream life. And when you actually get there, or when you've met some milestones, you might not even realize I've done what I thought I couldn't do a year ago. And you won't be able to see this because you're in your grind phase. It's the same thing. You're not leaving that cycle. You're just hustling. You're not living in the present moment. You miss these beautiful things that are part of the process. That's what people mean when they say enjoy the process. Let me tell you what happens when you actually appreciate the beauty of the process. More good things happen to you. Better energies are aligned to you because your vibration is higher, because you're being grateful in the moment. That more of the things that you are grateful for will multiply. It is a law. Every single day at the end of the day, the tool that I'm giving you is grab a notebook and write down 5 gratefuls and genuinely feel grateful at your heart. When you are grateful, you are actually living in the present moment. And a lot of times as human beings, we live mostly in the past or in the future. Why am I even telling you guys all these things? Because when you're sitting there and you tell yourself you are not worthy of the dream reality that you have, you are indirectly also contributing to the decrease of energy in this world's alignment. And if we are not giving ourselves what we need, we are not going to be filling up our cup. And if we don't fill up our cup, how are we going to have good energy? Please know that you are so worthy of whatever dream reality that you want to live. Whatever your heart is yearning, you are capable of doing that. Using these 3 phases or steps or whatever you want to call it. That's all for me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoy videos like this. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and much love to you all.